What's up? Welcome to the Tedeschi Trucks Podcast. This is episode number 50, and I am Adam Choit. To follow the show, it's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on Instagram, and I'm at Adam Choit on Instagram as well if you want to follow me. And it's the same on Twitter. And of course, I have no affiliation with Tedeschi Trucks Band. This is not an official podcast for them or anything. I am just a fan. And if you're listening to this show right now, I'm guessing there's a good chance that you might like them as well. So please be sure to subscribe as well and give the show a positive review on iTunes. I appreciate that for sure. So for today's episode, I will recap the Fireside Sessions episode 6, which was the final episode of the series, which we the fans all loved, and we'll get into more of that as I play this episode for you guys. And again, I did a live stream, live chat with the Tedeschi Trucks Band fans private Facebook group. A bunch of people participated again. It was fun. And I again thank everyone for their time. And I thank TTB for doing the Fireside Sessions and everybody else who helped, everybody on the crew and the production crew who helped bring this amazing series to us, the fans, in our homes. But before we get started with the meat of the episode, I just wanted to once again tell you guys that you can support Tedeschi Trucks Band's crew during this challenging time by making donations to givebutter.com/TTB. That's givebutter.com/TTB. And of course, the Fireside Sessions is available on nugs.net. But without further ado, let's get into the Fireside Sessions episode 6 recap. Here we are for the final time for the Fireside Sessions and episode recap of the final episode of the series. I'm getting some initial reactions from you guys, just chatting a little bit before I started recording, and everyone is, super thrilled with the finale, and the word "wow" was used multiple times. There's some mysteries we're trying to solve in between songs, what people are saying and maybe what was happening. People are happy with Elizabeth Reed. People are thrilled with the show, but sad there's not going to be any more. I see the 1, 2, 3, 6 crying emojis from David Flam. I was almost tempted to post on social media in response to the band, either on Twitter or Instagram or something, saying like, episode 7 through 12 are coming, next week or something like that. Like ref, just as, some kind of, I forgot what I was going to say, but assuming, making a joke about episodes 7 through 12 on the way. Why don't we get into the set list here? Laugh About It was the first song they did, and of course it was the first episode Kevy was in, of course, I believe, pretty sure. And this was such a full sound. I keep using that expression, full sound, but the harmonies sounded great. I mean, I feel like when you pull out an element of Tedeschi Trucks Band or elements of it, and the remaining elements become heightened and more noticeable in a good way. It's like fresh ears on fresh takes of the song, describing the fan to the band, sort of I don't know, not relationship, but you know where I'm going with that. Hands Up in the Air says David Flam. I want to pull up a thesaurus here. Thesaurus, and I searched, what did I search before? Outstanding. And there were a bunch of good words. I'm literally doing this. I joke about doing this, but it is helpful, I think, because I just don't want to say awesome and great 7,000 times in the next 25 minutes. What else do we got here? Just listening to the Fireside and seeing the Fireside episodes that had Mike and Mark in them, it just makes me not realize, but you know, notice, how much Mike and Mark are not just part of the TTB sound. They kind of are the TTB sound. All those harmonies, and they both do, great lead stuff. And of course, Mike was pretty unbelievable tonight, which we will get into. But Mike and Mark, just them together, along with Alicia for sure. But those guys have been there since been in the band since the beginning, and they really are the TTB sound, or make up part of it, a big chunk of it for sure. I wrote down, I wonder if the band knows how great they sound. Yeah, just Derek had a sick slide solo, and Brandon was awesome behind that. Falcon had a groove going. Laugh about it. We hadn't heard that one before, I don't think, during this series. What do you guys think? Anything else on Laugh About It? Hands Up in the Air. Such a catchy riff. I mean, both this like the harder rock type riff in the second half of the song, and even in like the opening, the more hypnotic type riff that Derek does. So he can do hypnotic type riffs. He can do, grooves and hard rock type sounds. And that dude knows how to play guitar. But song number 2 was Do I Look Worried? They sounded magnificent on this one for sure. And it's, I don't know, this is I don't want to say it's an intense song. And I was listening to I don't know if he's in this chat right now, but Jared Delaney, who's a big Black Crowes fan. He was on their podcast, the State of America podcast, and he was talking about TTB, how they don't really have what he described as angry songs. They're never really angry. They do powerful things. I don't know if I agree with him, but there's definitely sort of a little bit of an FU, I'm good, I'm a strong person type. I guess it's more of an empowering type thing. Songs like Do I Look Worried? Is it more it's more empowering than it is angry type vibe? Yeah, I'm definitely using the thesaurus. You saw me laughing, Kyle, there. What did I say? Magnificent. I got the next one queued up. We're ready to go when I need to describe someone's playing or the band. That's funny. Now I lost my train of thought of where I was. Oh, just Do I Look Worried? It's a empowering, moving on type song in your life. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these songs have, again, Dylan-esque, Dylan-ish type things where, depending on the listener, you can interpret the lyrics and the sounds however you want to fit, your life in some capacity. Kebby sounded, let's see here, superb. No, I don't really like that. No, he did though. He did sound superb on this too. And I don't recall if he had a big solo or anything, but just the parts where, you might not hear Kebby as prominently, or even some of them, like I'm trying to describe the subtle Kebby additions to some of the background of some of these songs sounded cool to me. And, again, I like how, it's like a fresh take. It was like a fresh take, not a fresh take, but a fresh sound, a fresh element. Kebby was into it. He was bouncing. He's, everyone in the band is pretty damn passionate and expresses it. You can see everyone's faces, and people think of Derek as a stoic player, a guitar player, but you can see he's into it even in the times when he's not necessarily smiling or has his eyes closed or looking, not straining in a he's being hurt, but coercing a note out of the guitar type thing. Like the dude is always into it, as is the rest of the band. But yeah, what did David Flam say that they like the song in the number 2 slot? I did notice that. That is true too. They do like it playing it second. It sounds right in that place. I don't know. Just the flow. I thought the set list was great tonight. The band definitely enjoyed. Kevy says Fred. Janice says that they had her out of her seat. Yeah, I mean, I could picture you guys at home getting into it, as I've been saying it. Derek was bringing the swells on like a gunslinger, says Matt. Yeah, no, I have only positive things to say, week after week. The ultimate fanboy podcast over here. But what else do you guys got on? I was gonna say "Worried About You," but that's a Rolling Stones song. Do I look worried? Classic TTB song, as we kind of talked about last week. Diana thinks it's great. Part of me. The third song. How about Mike with that falsetto part? That sounded smooth. Like that dude knows when to not knows when to, he knows not to overdo it. Like he knows how much power and the control, just like Susan. They know when to use their power and when to and how to use their strength, and they could probably describe that process of singing better than I am right now in this moment. But I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say is they're good. They're good at it. Yeah, I really liked what they did tonight with Part of Me. And I'm going to try to say this phrase because it definitely comes to mind again. So soulful. There, I did it. Yeah, it was a great performance. And, this song has a kind of a throwback, what is like Sam and Dave type vibe. Like I would like to hear like Wilson Pickett like sing with Susan or something like that. How awesome would that be? But he died, right? He died probably like, I don't know how long ago, significantly a while ago. I'm laughing that I don't know, that I'm pretty clueless about when that is. It was I don't know, but I do think about that, like how I want to see duets with people who died. But yeah, Diana says it's soulful. David Flam loves the Kebby solo, as do I. I talked about that on a previous podcast and used a clip from him playing, I think. Where's the camera? I'll try to look at it. It'll be better. I'm gonna move the chat to closer to where the camera is, so I'm not looking down at the screen all the time. Fucking, otherwise Tammy's gonna yell at me. No, I do think about who liking to see, like Wilson Pickett or Sam Cooke sing. Can we see Sam Cooke and Susan do a duet? All right, now we're getting off track here. I wrote down is drumming easy for Falcon? And then I was thinking how nothing seems particularly easy for me. Wilson Pickett died in 2006. I did think that's somewhat recent, like 21st century. I kind of thought it was for sure. I knew what century he passed in. And Derek doesn't waste notes. Like that's another thing I wrote down. Like there's just no wasted note played by that man. Massey is a fan of Mike singing some of Alicia's parts on Part of Me. Yeah, the filling in. That's what I'm saying. It's fresh for us, the fans. Yeah, Gabe doing harmonies, as Massey's also commenting. A good comment. You covered a lot there. Good stuff. Do you guys have anything else here on Part of Me? Alicia is missed, says Emily, in so many words. Her favorite part of the song. But with that said, the next song was, what was the next song? Was that was that an original? You guys need to help me out here. What did I write down? Derek. Oh no, I'm still on Part of Me, actually. I got some more comments for Part of Me. But no, I was going to talk about how when the band brings it down low, like there's just so much anticipation with that when they bring it down low. And in terms of Kevy's solo, I started thinking about how I did an episode all about this dude. And I kind of learned a little bit about his journey through college and professional career and growing up, and nothing was handed to Kevy. Like he had to kind of fight for his place in the music scenes and throughout, growing up, and was always sort of definitely an original dude. And that, it means even more to me now to listen to him play, knowing a little bit about his journey and how hard he works and, continues to work, as a musician, as a pro, a talented, very talented pro. Yeah, I wrote down, thank you, David Flam, Life is Crazy. It's the fourth song. I wrote down Mike is smooth, check mark. We get a smile from Brandon. Yeah, Mike's performance, that was just like it was pretty stunning. I'm gonna have to get the source back up here. Let's see here. Exceptional. That's a good word. We'll go with that one. That was an exceptional vocal performance by Mike Madison. Tammy commenting how that was co-written with Kofi from Mike Madison's "You Can't Fight Love" 2014. David Flam loves the song. Yeah, no, it's a great song. Let's see here. I wrote down when Mike actually opens his eyes when he sings. I think that's when that's when he's serious. I feel like he opens his eyes when he gets serious in the lower register, and when he sings a little higher, he closes his eyes. But I could be wrong. I don't, the camera wasn't on the dude, the entire time. But yeah, I wrote down that Mike is a force, and I don't think it's an accident that Derek was clapping a couple of times at the end of a couple of songs tonight, including at the conclusion of Life is Crazy, and looking in Mike's direction, I believe, as well. What else you guys got for Life is Crazy? Anything else before we move on to song number 5, which was a new song? Derek seemed happy, says Tammy. He did. I mean, the band seems, who the members we've seen, at least on camera, they seem pretty upbeat, like they were enjoying themselves. And I didn't actually write this down, but I just thought that I was going to write down that Susan, maybe it was for the final song of the night that they did. What the hell was it? The blues. I pity the fool, but Susan was almost like singing as if there was 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people in front of her, thousands and thousands of people in front of her. So they bring it, like, even audience, no audience. There's no wasted notes, not wasted, but there's they don't phone anything in, like I was commenting on a bit last week. Yeah, they always, as Massey's saying, seem to look at each other, and you could see the respect. And not maybe surprised, not surprised, but like you can see that they hear something new or unexpected, maybe is a better word. The band continues to keep each other on their toes. Yes, David Flam. It has a very 60s vibe, the Dylan. I think I wrote that down. Dylan vibes. Dude, where is it? um, let's see here. I wrote down Susan sang beautifully. She chose the correct career path. um, this I can't read what the hell I wrote. Dylan vibes. She mentioned that this is an original that they're working on, and it's sort of in progress, and they're still sharing it. And I definitely appreciate that from the band sharing a work in progress, like because that can be I don't know. It's not always fun to share work in progress because you want to share like the final thing that's going to sound the best. You want to put your best foot forward. So it's more vulnerable to share a work in progress. That's what I'm trying to say. And, that's another reason why I especially appreciate them sharing something not just new, but something that's not even finished. And that's beyond just like debuting a song and then, sort of having it evolve. But like they're saying they're not even like really, this is like not a work in progress. Yeah, the rhythm had like the strumming had a Dylan vibe to it for sure. And that dude just continues to have a huge influence on what Susan and Derek put out and record and write. What else you guys got? What was the name of the song? Goodbye in the morning. Goodbye in the good. What was it? Goodbye in the morning. Something like that. Jennifer's commenting she was choked up, thinking it was a Kofi tribute. I feel like I'm having those thoughts, sporadically throughout different moments, throughout the series and during different songs and originals, and we're hearing, we're soaking in the music, but also, at least for me, soaking in or taking in some of the lyrics as well. Farewell in the morning, yeah, something maybe, says Tammy. We're kind of just guessing anything that they repeat or a chorus could potentially be a title of a song. Massey commenting that they might continue to do a lot of work on the song. Yeah, I was thinking about like, filling more, just adding in more of the TTB elements as you're describing, horns and more background vocals and stuff, and Susan, taking things even further vocally, which she's more than capable of, as Massey's saying, possibly going to a higher melody during the verses. Yeah, no, I'm a fan. I'm excited to see where the song goes. I mean, I'm happy to probably just listen to that over and over again and imagine it, and really just enjoy what they did with the song tonight. But moving on to the next one here, Don't Let Me Slide. Again, we got a little extra, even subtle Kebby flair in the backdrop of this song, which I don't think we always have on Don't Let Me Slide, when it's played live. And I wrote down Susan just fire licks is what she's playing, leading up to the back and forth with Derek. Go back and listen to what Susan was doing there. Right before they do the I guess call and response, or the back and forth trading, the guitar duel, as David Flam is mentioning. Those Susan riffs and guitar work were quite something. When Susan was playing, you could see kind of Derek was saying, keep going, if I'm interpreting that moment correctly, he was saying to play more, keep going. And so he was able to recognize that she's probably feeling it a little bit in that moment. And they just have great timing with each other during the guitar duels, and also great timing within their own moments there. They know when not to play, which of course is, a big thing that musicians will talk about, I think, is, the notes that you don't play often, are the best ones and add tension, etc., etc. And again, at the end of this one, Derek clapped. Emily loves the silent communication moments between the band. Yeah, there were some really there. I feel like that but there were some pretty subtle nods from Derek. I wonder if they have like a nodding. It's not there's no key, there's no, like, they don't pull out if Derek nods at this angle with this expression, that means whatever. Like, they just know, they've been playing so long together, they know they can make changes with looks, not even nods, just looks, expressions. Ben is complimenting Kebby, Mike, and Mark with their excellent support on Don't Let Me Slide. Falcon on Solid as a Rock. Derek calls the shots. Yeah, we see, as Tammy is mentioning. But if you guys have nothing else here on Don't Let Me Slide, next one was Don't Know What It Means, right? Again, funky, great tune. A classic TTB song, if you will, again. I was wondering if the Derek and Susan's kids ever like, Mom and Dad, you got to keep it down, because electric guitars can be quite loud, and this is a rockin' tune for sure. But just going back a second to the guitar duel, Massey is mentioning that the duel did get hotter with each transition, agreeing with me that Derek let Susan do her thing. And the filming of this series has been impeccable in capturing the moments that are the looks and the communication between the band, for sure. Yeah, like the fact that it's so professionally done and so many great choices made by the camera operators and directors of the series, but also the band being in this sort of real intimate setting, closer together than they would be on a theater stage physically. It just adds to the experience for us, the viewer at home, being able to be a part of those. The subtle moments between the band. I think it's what we like. Derek is the ultimate band leader, says David Flam. Yeah, Kebby and Derek were into it on this song. You can almost see Derek trying to follow along with Kebby, as of course he goes into more of the avant-garde style of playing. He a couple of points at during this performance, but don't know what it means. Led into the letter, and I always enjoy that one. It's always a super performance by the band whenever they do that one. No, it sounds good, even if they don't have every member of the band on stage. Susan complimented. Well, I don't know what complimented, but she was like, "All right, Kebby Williams on the saxophone." That's like one of her phrases. All right, Kebby Williams on the saxophone. Susan vocal is always great on the letter, says David Flam. Agreed. Joe Cocker would be proud. That's what, for sure. But he was around to hear them doing that, so he knows. He's seen them. He died more recently than Wilson Pickett. I'm gonna have to have an assistant or something, figure out all this information for me. But what else you guys got? Anything on the letter? Or even don't know what it means? Don't know what it means into the letter. Tammy's mentioning that they were happy to have Kebby there. She's sure that they were happy to have Kebby there. Oh yeah. No, I believe that they would prefer to have their whole band. It makes sense. They chose to be a 12-piece band by choice. So when it's not 12, it's not the full band. Yeah, definitely missed or Elizabeth Ephraim and Alicia on the letter, but was still a killer version, says Massey. Yeah, we do know the true power of all 12 on stage giving their all. And when they're all synced up, for sure. Alan Reem Rimkus missed the show, but she will definitely be watching it when she gets home. Just keeping everyone posted. Of course, past guest of this show, who's seen TTB many, many times on the road. But if you guys don't have anything else on, don't know what it means, the letter, I'll move on to the next one here. What was it? 44? What's the name of the song? It's blues standard classic old song. I don't know off the top of my head who was the original artist writer of that song, but Gabe was doing his thing on this song. Susan was fixing the fire. We're all just hanging out, kind of vibe, continuing and really on display here. 44 Blues, thank you, David Flam. But yeah, whenever we saw Susan or Derek fixing the fire, it was, you really get the sense as a viewer that, okay, we're just hanging out in their living room. Because the atmosphere was just such a big part of this series. It wouldn't have been the same. It would have been awesome just to hear the music and not even see them. But it wouldn't have been the same if it was recorded just on some sterile, boring, plain soundstage or something like that. The whole living room, barn, whatever type atmosphere made this better. Howlin' Wolf, 44 Blues. Thank you, Massey. Thank you, David Flam. What else we got here? I don't think I have anything else on 44 Blues. They do that once in a while live. Acoustic. The 44 Blues, they do. Mike on the vocal. Ben says Mike sang it stunningly. As he did Life is Crazy. Oh, that dude, again, like Susan, chose the right career path. But song number 10, it finally was Midnight in Harlem. And we had the Derek intro and then Kebby sax. And just, a great... No, Midnight in Harlem was a stellar performance, and why would we expect anything less? And the Derek intro and the Kebby intro definitely sets the mood for Midnight in Harlem. I almost actually forgot about the song. I wasn't because I know we had talked about it a little bit in the past. Like, when are they going to play Midnight in Harlem? When are they going to play Midnight in Harlem? And they finally did. David Flam mentioning how it was cool to hear it in a quiet setting with no screamers. It's hard not to scream though. Like, but you're referring to obnoxious screaming. You're not referring to like when Derek hits a cool lick or Kebby does the same and someone yells out organically. You're just talking about someone being obnoxious and yelling. I assume that's what you mean. But it seems other people are a fan of that comment. I will say that. So it was definitely unique to the talkers. Yes, the talkers, Steve. I agree that's worse. I would rather have someone yell occasionally during a show than talk throughout the show from start to finish. Yo, that dude who yelled "woo" during Eric Clapton's Layla Unplugged is probably not famous, but that sound he made is famous, or definitely a part of that recording that I think at least I like for some reason. It makes it feel like, it reminds you it's a live thing. But let's see. What else you guys got? Midnight in Harlem. I don't really have much else to say about that song that I haven't talked about a billion times, both on the podcast and off, in terms of how much it means to me and how much the song moves me and continues to, and how beautifully they all play the song, even if they don't have the full lineup. I mean, they've been commenting he thought it more Eastern sounding, and Derek's intro. I think it's usually I think it does typically have kind of an Eastern vibe, to at least to the intro. Let's see here. Yeah, I wonder if Matt's sort of making the connection between Kevin being there and him being a big part of Midnight in Harlem, especially how they introduced the song, which is it really, really sets the mood and takes you to a special place to be. I'm sorry for being trite, I guess, but Ben gets the tingly feeling. I get that tingly feeling as soon as they go into that song. Like as soon as you're like, as soon as they go into the intro for the song, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Um, yeah, but amazing performance tonight of Midnight in Harlem, of everything. Let's see here. Elizabeth Reed, in memory of Elizabeth Reed, was that was the final song, correct? No, I Pity the Fool's the final song. Elizabeth Reed. I wrote down Brandon and Derek. Wow. And Gabe, organ solo, quite something. And you could see them getting into it as they go into those sort of signature transitions within the song. You could see and things sort of ramp up in anticipation of whatever's coming next. Just more examples of how much the musicians were having fun tonight. This was a really cool version of this song. And it's in some ways I feel like was maybe the most unexpected thing. I know they probably did not go for 25 minutes tonight, or 30 minutes or 40 minutes or more doing this song. But it was probably how long was the song? How long did they go for Elizabeth Reed? They probably went 12, 13, 14 minutes. Everyone is a fan. Classic Dickie Betts song, says Tammy. I can't even keep up with these comments. I don't know why I only have 4 at a time. Massey says Gabe crushed it. Ben's a fan, and Falcon solo was brilliant with the apron on. Probably was preparing to cook after. Scott gives Falcon a gold star. Um, yeah, no, that was a cool version. I'm gonna have to check that one out again. I don't know about you guys. Like, I probably listen to that song almost every day. When I really think about it, it doesn't seem like a song you could listen to maybe every day, but there's just so many versions of it. Also, by both TTB, or not too many by TTB, but enough, and of course by the Allman Brothers as well. Um, Again, I think most, of course, Derek is the leader of the band, but sometimes I feel like he is trying to keep up with Kebby. Maybe keep up isn't the right term, but sort of follow along. And I think he challenges Derek and musically speaking, and keeps Derek on his toes with not just the avant-garde style, just his overall style of playing. So it's always fun to see some of the back and forth between Derek and Kevy, and that definitely shined through here on Elizabeth Reed at different parts through it, according to what the hell I wrote down at least. Um, it's a legendary tune. I agree, Massey. A unique version, David Flam says. Yeah, unique. That's a good way to put it. I thought so. But moving on to the final song, I Pity the Fool. Derek left the stage briefly, or for a little bit, where Susan was soloing with the pick in her mouth there for a second, which I do sometimes, which I guess a lot of guitar players will do. And you can see her passion shining through as she tries to as she plays guitar and sings and yells at us to try to make the world a better place. But again, Susan is able to bring this energy to her performances as if there's an audience in front of her. Like, even though it's quiet, you don't hear fans. It's hard to really imagine. I don't know what's in front of them. Based on the performances, it's like almost like there's fans there. Yeah, Susan on guitar tonight, Massey, as Massey's commenting about her guitar playing. Um, it was quite something. Ear catching, tasty, real tasty stuff from Susan throughout tonight for sure, as always. But I especially liked some of the stuff she was doing. Let's see here. What else we got? I think that Susan's having fun. Brandon, you can catch a few Brandon smiles throughout the show, and there was one during this song, and Susan also mentioned missing Alicia, Elizabeth, and Ephraim again here, which she did a few times throughout the night. So she means it. No, of course she means it. And we missed them too. As I mentioned earlier, how, the band is 12 members. No, I definitely appreciate getting this series from them. Ian loves when Susan gets going on a straight ahead blues tune and just takes us all to church. Yes, this music is spiritual and spiritual to me for sure. And I think often when I will walk into a theater to see TTB, I'll be like, oh, I'm at church now. I'll either express it out loud to someone or in my own head, like, this is my church, We need an encore fireside session, says David Flam. Yeah, episodes 7 through 12. Duh. Steve's wondering when we will hear them again. That is probably not a question for me. But what else you guys got? Anything else? Maybe I think we Did we record a podcast episode? Am I done with that? No, but thank you guys again. It's been real. I'm gonna put another thank you outro in the outro. But I think we did it. I think we recorded the group chat for episode 6 of Fireside Sessions, the final episode. You guys are welcome. Thank you. Ben's a fan of Susan's vocal on Pity the Fool. It was his favorite. But again, we recorded a podcast episode. So there you go. The Fireside Sessions episode 6 recap. That was fun. I again thank everyone for taking the time and for hanging out to talk with me for all 6 episodes. Or I think I did the live streams for the last 5. But anyway, the whole series is in the books now, and it was amazing. We got a fresh take on some songs. We got an intimate look at the band, or part of the band, whatever part it was that particular week. But I loved it. I appreciate it. I'm waiting for episodes 7 through 12. I'm hoping they'll get back on the road soon. It's more content, more music is good. I'll take what I can get for now, for sure, as I'm sure will the other fans. But anyway, for now, hope everyone is hanging in there, out there. And please check out Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on Instagram. That's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast. And of course, remember to tap subscribe or follow on iTunes, Spotify, or via whichever way you listen to this show. And of course, positive reviews on iTunes, 5-star positive reviews on iTunes, Apple Podcasts are appreciated. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Choit. TTB's at TedeschiTrucksBand.com. GiveButter.com/TTB to support TTB's crew. That's GiveButter.com/TTB. Nugs.net for Fireside. But I think that's all I got for today. Thank you again for listening. Let's talk soon. Later.